Geo Spirit that we had been discussing, Geo is earth, Spirit is basically the purpose of being on this earth. So in life, there is nothing called destiny. We make our own destiny and nothing is defined. But because of our educational system, which is designed basically for meeting certain purposes in the society rather than being yourself. A child can't choose his own subjects. He has to undergo all the subjects. And ultimately, when he chooses a particular subject at higher education, then he thinks his destiny is going in that direction. And the higher you go, you become a specialist. And all the curiosity that one had as a child, there was no specialist as a child. One had been curious about everything that one comes across. Because experience is life.
Right.
And enjoying all the senses is life.
Right.
But as a specialist, as a professional, you might be successful. People say, jack of all trades is for nothing. But I say, there is nothing called you need to be specialist and to survive on this earth.
Absolutely.
When you have meals, how many courses of different things will be there in your plate? Even for so many days you will have meals. But every time you want to have that many different varieties on your dish. Especially if you see South Indian meals, the number of variety of dishes served are some of the highest. So in your life, for every meal you want to have something, flavor of everything. Then in your life, how come you are having only one thing? So this is one of the fundamental things which it had been there with me since childhood. And I always enjoyed having freedom. And by becoming a specialist, one loses the freedom.
Right.
And one also creates an image for oneself. Actually, we don't have any value. The minute we are dead, we know what is the value that we have. We create our own values. And within a day, at every second, we try to create some value in space and time. Say, at exactly at 9 o'clock, you are about to go to office. One would dress up. And in the office, your behavior is different. With your subordinates, it is different. And with your boss, it is different. The way you sit, the way you speak, everything is different. I say this is a kind of hype that we create and we live in the hype. But that is not real. The same person being in different spaces. I always imagine, say if our Lord Rama in those times, if he had gone to America, how the people would have seen him. Because being like Rama in India has the highest value. Let us say he has gone, instead of coming towards south, towards Sri Lanka, let us say he has gone towards Middle East. By that time he reaches there, his dress code would have changed. And instead of Ravana, we would have had some other villain. And total culture and all those things would have been different. Similarly, like our own mother land, means the place you consider as your country and your own soil, we have different perceptions. The people within a state also fight. the people between the states also fight, and the people as a nation again stand together. And when they go to different country, that brotherhood is there. So here, let us imagine we have like Bharat Mata for India. Let us imagine each country has their own Mata, a image. By gender, Earth is feminine. So we can have America Mata, we can have African Mata. If we put all the statues together, all Mata statues together, if we ask anybody to accept that Mata as their Mata, do they accept? Even though you stay in America, if that American Mata is there, because already you are residing there and that is your place, you won't appreciate that Mata unless you are born and brought up there. It means you are not connected. You are there physically, but you are not connected to the earth. It's the same earth, whether you are standing in India or you are standing on earth. It is the same earth. You kiss it here or you kiss it there. It is the same earth. So this is one of the challenges that we are unable to create through education. This is a beautiful place for us to live, to enjoy, to share the resources. But how come so many nations are being born? How come there is no common understanding about the earth? If at all any God is there on earth, the only God is earth itself. Because without earth being born, how come Jesus, Buddha, Rama, Krishna, Allah, anybody could have born on this earth? It's impossible to imagine. In space, whatever those religions or those gods emerged or happened, that is in a small part on the earth. Imagine the oceans. If we had been fish, our space would have been even more, 2 times more than what we have. And we would have had completely 3-dimensional world. Here we have only XY, but there we can enjoy the Z also. So whatever this earth is, whatever our actions are, it has an impact on the earth. Nobody can say, I have never done any damage to the earth. Every day, our being and our activities, whatever it is there, it has impact on earth. Not only on the earth, physically, even affecting the flora, fauna, even the air, whether it is biotic, abiotic, everything is getting affected. In Geo Spirit, this is what we try to understand. For many people, job, work, they look at their income, their security, their growth, their family growth.
What is Geo Spirit?
Yeah, Geo Spirit is, Geo is earth. Spirit is questioning yourself about the purpose of you being on this earth.
Your purpose on the earth.
Yeah. That is a constant question. But many people say, I completed my studies, I am looking for career, job. See, there is nothing called you complete yourself. Education
Constant learning.
Yeah, education is not a media for a person to be. Education never teaches how to be entrepreneur or get income.
Correct.
Education can teach a person how to become a slave. It gives all the skills so that you just join some company and get the salary and you continue the same work.
Mm.
See, how come we don't have so many leaders?
Mm.
We have so much population, but we don't have leaders. So within the Geo Spirit domain, what we are looking is the people who are concerned, understand, think about themselves as well as their context. These people are the earth leaders. And
Define Earth Spirit.
yeah, earth leaders are, anybody can be an earth leader. A villager who is illiterate can become an earth leader very easily. But a person who got education from the topmost university, who got maximum experience, maximum exposure, for him to become an earth leader is very difficult. Because everything on this earth has importance. A illiterate person being in a village, he can become an earth leader very easily, because let us say,
What is an Earth?
yeah, let us say with an example I tell you, there are so many issues. So let us say one of the issues is energy, rural energy, and still people are using 3-stone stoves, and we require 1 billion good stoves, and that is one of the biggest challenges, and 16 lakh people are dying every year, and we know
16 lakh people are dying out of hunger.
no, due to indoor air pollution.
Okay.
Indoor air pollution, it is like smoking kills this many people. So similarly, indoor air pollution kills this many people. It is not that they die in a day. Their mortality will come down, they would undergo different diseases. So this is one of the biggest challenge. So still this is the biggest challenge and everybody need to cook every day. Still the work that is done in this sector is the least. Because still, how come 3-stone stoves are existing? Don't we have the greatest scientists? Don't we have science? Don't we have technologies? Don't we have educational institutions? How come they don't address this issue as part of education? How come there are no professionals emerging in this sector?
Correct.
Even now, see, we might have a mission for Moon and Mars or anything on the universe. But without solving this simplest problem, how can we think about those things? So in Earth Leader, any person striving, let us say villager, illiterate person, I'll give one example. There is a person in a particular village. He is basically involved in playing the music for celebrations or all kinds of village cultural things. So when I first met him, I told him about stoves. First he said, no, this work, no, how can I do? What women will think, how my community will think. This is not a job. Then I said, no, let's go to the communities, let us see what is happening. Please be with me and let us explore. Then like 1 month we had been going to some tribal hamlets. Every day we go, we show the stove, we tell them about the values. They say, no, we don't want. We don't want to buy. We had been using 3 stones and we are happy. But this process of making him an earth leader took at least 2 months. Because every day I had been there with him and at the end he got it. The day some women bought the stoves and they said this is the best stove and he got it. And then he stood. He took the leadership. He said, I am there. And he said, now I know this many habitations which within my range and I will take you to every habitation that I know. So then, within no time, 500 stoves he could facilitate. Let us scale it up. If a villager who is not so highly qualified, he could be a cause of change on this earth, because stoves has impact globally also. The smoke emissions, it adds to the global warming and everything. So this person, when he could stand for the community for giving 500 stoves, that is equivalent
How much
to,
is this stove cost?
yes, stove cost is what they can afford. It is only demand based. So he could stand for these 500 families. 500 families means for the 2500 lives who would have otherwise got affected by continuing with the same thing, and contributing to this 500 tons of CO2 emission reductions per annum, and saving at least each family saving one tree of 80-year-old tree equivalent of wood per month. So his achievements you see, he has protected the health of the women, he has conserved the local biomass, and he could also be part of the climate change mitigation and adaptation. When that person could become this person of change, if we scale it up to the chief minister of a state, then how many stoves he should do to become earth leader? If we scale it up to the prime minister, how many stoves he should do to become the earth leader? So this person is the earth leader now. If you ask me about myself to become earth leader, okay, let us say in the same stoves as a challenge, if you want to become earth leader in that aspect, then I would say 1 million good stoves. If I can facilitate 1 million good stoves, I am the earth leader. See, your challenge should be not reachable. If a chief minister wants to become earth leader by telling that, okay, I will facilitate 1000 stoves, do you agree? See, your declaration, your goal should be unachievable. Even that villager, for him 500 was unachievable, but he achieved. So even if we start with our own goals, that's why I say it is like a small tree will have less air, a big tree would have more air. So in the process of acknowledging people in our society, we ignore small people. Small means we consider a villager as small, a illiterate person as small, a person who is educated in so and so, he is only high. A person having so much property, he is high. A person having that position is high. And if at all any awards or rewards are given, we always acknowledge those people. But without these people, nothing can happen. Nothing they can achieve. So this being and this understanding in Geo Spirit is very important. So creating this Geo Spirit is the purpose. But for everybody to become aware of these things, we require some time. That is, for each person, say he is in his routine jobs, work, whatever he is doing, anybody, he or she. Suddenly to have this kind of awareness or enlightenment of their own enlightenment, it's very difficult. So what we do is, for creating this Geo Spirit, there are 2-3 things. Yes, definitely there are people who are aware and they are already earth leaders, who may not be recognized by the community or anybody, but they are earth leaders, they are existing. One thing is, we who understand that particular person already contributed so much, we can declare them. There is nothing wrong. See, somebody can declare somebody as earth leader, and that person also has an opportunity to declare himself as an earth leader. It is not that somebody should come and tell that he is earth leader. See, you yourself can become an earth leader by setting your own goal. So that setting your own goal is a very important thing. And goals, we can have 1 goal or 10 goals. See, we are not limiting anybody. It doesn't mean that you are working on stoves. No, that is not my life. That is one of the goals. You can have any number of goals. And you can achieve, at least by achieving 2-3 goals also you can become. Yeah, by achieving even 1 goal also you can become. So you have always options. And most important in the whole, the Geo Spirit is, never think that you yourself will do
Everything.
and reach that goal. Because this is a misunderstanding. For many leaders, the biggest problem is, I am the leader, if anything happens, it should happen through me only. But here we say, a leader is not a leader. A leader creates only leaders. So in this context, then it is very easy, because one can multiply into like millions of images, clones. Very conveniently you can do. See, it means what? There are people everywhere, different levels of people are there. A villager is there, a official is there, a politician is there, some scientists are there, everybody is there. So, if you really got what the goal is, you can share with them. And you can share in such a way that they take it as their goal. That is sharing. So in Geo Spirit, everybody when they are sitting and sharing. So sharing is only happens when somebody takes it. If somebody doesn't take, it's not sharing. It is just listening, or it is.
Where is your bag? Your bag.
No, it's okay, no? It says, in this sharing, the greatest advantage is whether you live or you don't live on this earth. The things would move. And goals will be achieved someday.
Correct.
And you need not witness all those things. And things would move on. So this is not happening.
Wherever you are comfortable.
So this is not happening in society. Why? Because one of the simplest thing is, people came onto earth without anything. We had no knowledge, we had no experience, we had nothing. And first experience.
I would like to add that people come with something. Maybe.
Exactly. So evolution is a process. So we always carry in every evolution some strains.
Yeah,
That's why suddenly we don't give birth to a monkey.
Yeah.
So all the DNA, all that memory.
DNA is there, but your spirit, your soul itself has been.
So when we are born on this earth, as you said, definitely the past will be there. So second thing is, a person by getting exposed to the environment,
He will change.
yeah, whatever he gets, the information, experiences, everything, again that's a,
He create new impressions on his mind.
yeah, those things will happen. And over a period, what we consider is like, he is so and so educated, he is so and so, but I don't find any difference. So a farmer in the field, it always appears he is more knowledgeable than me. And by getting educated in our system, my survival has become the least. It's like teaching somebody how to swim, and really that person learning how to swim. You cannot read and swim. So this is the biggest lacuna in our life. And none of the animals require so much time
to
learn. And here the people I find, even at the age of 25 years, the survival is the least. So in Geo Spirit, one thing is definitely, Geo Spirit is basically first stage is getting this Geo
here
Spirit.
I feel that so much education is not needed.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, that is too much education. Not so much, too much education.
Actually,
See, we are enjoying in the name of education. We are not struggling. See, every life on this earth has
even that
struggle.
education is a stressful activity to the most.
So that struggle is something which is important. Stress is different. See, stress is a science, I can tell. In stress, somebody performs.
Not struggle, it is striving rather.
Yeah. So, in stress, performance will be higher. That is for sure. So,
No, I did agree.
yeah, but I'll tell the like example. When you are writing an exam for 3 hours, not actual performance, it is only some kind of performance. You let us say you have an exam day after tomorrow. You are reading. So that stress, you will be memorizing things faster. See, I don't consider this as a real memory or real understanding, real this thing. So that's why people, all the software companies, all that, if you give leisure in anything in between, their performance will come down. So they do like you.
No, it is the opposite actually. New paradigm.
It is like
These work cultures are emerging. So.
that is true. It is like telling that for a civilized world doesn't require constitution. A civilized world, if everybody is civilized, they understand their duties, they understand their own rights. We don't require a constitution.
Correct.
We don't require the law also. So the people, if you create same environment like Google in every company, everywhere, every level, then you see what will happen. See,
Yeah,
people,
but people is Google is very choosy also in whom they recruit.
Exactly. So that's what I say. If you are creating a world with all this Geo Spirit,
Actually,
then
in Yes Media.
yeah, that's a great initiative. We should start somewhere.
Yeah.
This replication is more important than a model. The biggest challenge is creating one model. Same thing, not only S Media, I want, let us say Google, you said example. So how many such Google-like companies are existing? That is the real challenge. Many
Actually, the company implement that. Yes,
it will happen. It's happening and it will happen.
Yeah.
See, that is what, even for me, as you rightly said, I follow same rules myself and I give the same chance. And let us say the people who are working with me, I always say, don't take it as a job. Consider it as like just enjoying. And I always say, you write down what you have done every day. It's not about process. It is causing results. At what time you are coming, at what time you are going, it doesn't matter to me. But in your life, one day has some value. Not for me. If you are working by chance in Geo, you are working in Geo. It doesn't mean that many days in your life has gone off. This is an opportunity for you. This is one of the chances and platforms for you. You perform. And whatever you perform should have some impact. And that is what you carry with you as a being that adds value to you. If you are working with community, the community will recognize you more, and you work in such a way that they will never know what is an organization. They would only ask you, I want that person, where is he? But people, you see, they don't have identities. They have only organizations. They say, I am working for so and so company. Not only that, they display. They display. It is not wrong, I am not telling that. But somewhere you are lost in the whole thing. If Krishna Reddy is leaving Reddy's, at that moment, the person who had you would tell how much he is missing. The whole organization would say how much they are missing. It is like in our whole body, we can be hurt at different places, but if somebody is hurt at the important places, so it will cause damage. So like that, organization is like a body. It's an imaginary body. Organizations never exist. It is like you feed it and it will grow. And then after some time, when you are unable to perform, it will feed you. The reputation of an organization will feed all the people. Nobody imagines. It is not a somebody. It is purely intangible. But still it has the capacity to feed everybody in the organization in difficult times. So that's what I say. When organization is small, individuals matter. And as you make it grow, let it grow, and it gains some identity, and that identity will help everybody, will support not only this, it will support everyone. So this relationship, many people who are working for an organization, they don't get it. They think, I worked there for some days and I then left, and for my career and career graph, I joined another organization, and for my hike in pay, I joined another organization. Then where is the context of this person working here, there and there? So this values people are losing. And if they are born on this earth also has little meaning. Because their real value and potential they are not realizing. And many people I saw, immediately after joining an organization, they crib about something. And they try to see the opportunities where they are existing. See, without contributing, without being responsible to what you accepted, how can somebody just leave and go? See, this is the attitude where the relationships are missing between an organization and the individuals. And let us say organization, some people have worked so hard and they made it so high. These people, suddenly they want to get that opportunity of having that name for them. But the same people, instead of going into that organization which is already recognized and well known and getting that name for them, they could create a biggest organization. That potential nobody sees. They think, if I get job there, I'll have very good life, I'll get married, I'll have so many things, facilities and my social recognition. They think, but they don't have anything. Because the minute that organization removes this person, he has no value. Because he himself is not creating anything like that. He is only harvesting that which is created by the founders or the people who initially struggled with that. So this is one of the biggest thing many people miss. And definitely one should learn about how to live.
Not in.
Exactly, I am telling. That's why you have this yes media now. If you had been like that, you would not have started yes media.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's what I am telling. you would have continued in same Rediff, no? If you never had freedom there, see, a person having freedom, who chooses freedom, will have every minute the freedom. That's what is missing. That's why I said education is creating slaves rather than giving freedom to the individuals. That is the reason.
Yeah.
So, freedom is something which we don't get, we cannot buy. People think we can buy freedom. We cannot buy anything. Freedom is your declaration. Freedom is always there. It's only you should declare, yes, I have freedom. I have freedom. Nobody is giving me freedom. You see,
Other responsible also.
exactly. That second definition is more important than being yourself. See, if you can create hundreds of people responsible, you are the leader. See, when everything is happening, you need not struggle. Actually, a leader is the person who should struggle the least. If somebody is a true leader. See, that is what freedom. A leader should get freedom. When we would get, if you think, let me see my employees are working
you
or
take
not.
more responsibility, you become more free.
More?
More free.
No. Actually, a leader should have maximum space. How it will happen? First thing is, if you can create leaders around you and they take all the responsibility, then leader can do multiple things. See, a leader who is doing only one thing and thinking this is my company, this is my, or no. A leader should think, let us say, 10 things. Then only he will become a leader. And how come for one person he is unable to do even one job, but how come their leader is able to do 10 things? You imagine any leader. They do hundreds of things. If somebody says a new project we can do like this, they will accept and they do. They never say that already I have 10 things to do. I don't accept the 11th one. No leader tells like that. But where is the time? How come they got the time? See, that is what we say is, first is freedom definitely. Within freedom you have multiple options. If you think I am a specialist, then you don't have freedom. So, when you have freedom, you will never say that this, anything you can take as a challenge. And you can work in any area. And people question only mean people. How come you are an engineer, you are working with slum people and on education? This is mean. But in reality, if that person is educating a slum person and also doing something else and also doing something else and also as an engineer is contributing, nobody questions. So, accepting the diversity also, one should be bold enough to accept diversity. That is losing your identity. And recently I had been telling, in a day how many times you lose your identity. That is the greatness of you. See, recently I had been to a meeting. So morning I was giving a lecture. So it was like a big institution. So there were 50 people, all officers. So my identity is completely different. Then I went to a lecture where I need to sit and listen. And all the people came in formals there. And the way I went with my laptop, somebody asked me, are you a photographer? I lost my, again, identity. And on the way coming, while driving, the way people look at your vehicle and the way they give you way or they don't give you way, there we have some value. Coming home, it's a different value. See, that losing your, what you created, actually we should not create anything. That is the problem. Why a person gets hurt is because he creates a value for himself, and whenever he doesn't get response for that value, if somebody says, okay, please come tomorrow, I can pay you 100 rupees per day, please do this job. The person sets a value like I am worth 1000 rupees per day. Does he get hurt or not? Actually, there is nothing. Why he should get hurt? Okay, he valued you for 100 rupees, fine. Because the work is like that. If you are doing something saving somebody's life, what is the value you can put? If you can give somebody a spirit, knowledge, and with that they take their life in a different turn, what is the value you can put for that person? So we cannot put values everywhere. And value is a changing phenomena, and anybody who is doing value every second is the greatest leader. But our leaders, they create a dress code. You can never see them in any other dress. They create a dress code, they try to create an image, they try to put everywhere their photos. Now flexes have come, they print everywhere, they want to see every newspaper, every channel, their image. And let us say one day they lose their face. They have to create their face again. But that is not the leader. Leader is, he need not be known to the public also. But you are somewhere doing the change, you are somewhere the source for the change. Somewhere you add value. So that nobody imagines. Everybody wants the front seat. Everybody wants that dais center seat. And a leader never creates a vacuum. But here we are seeing all our politicians, they try to create a vacuum. And they think they are the greatest leaders. Why there should be a vacuum? If there was a great leader in a state or a country, the day they go, the day they die, something happens. Why so much anarchy, chaos? Nothing moves. Because leader thinks I should have all the power. Powerless is the leader. Powerful is not the leader. Powerless means you give all the powers to everybody. So you have less power, but all the things are happening with that many powers around you. Because each person is meeting the goals that you thought. The goal is bigger than your own goal. Our own goals are the smallest goals. Say, I should eat well today. That's all. I should sleep well tonight. That is your goal. There is nothing beyond. Let us say you imagine I should become a billionaire. What do? These two things only. You cannot have anything more. You want a good meal, you want a good sleep, or you want to be happy in a day. That's all. But having a common goal is different. Common goal is seeing that many people happy, so you can be happy. That many people are sleeping peacefully, so you can sleep peacefully. If somebody is very poor and he doesn't have money, and you are so rich, you have so much money, that person doesn't sleep, you doesn't sleep. Because he doesn't have money, he is waiting for an opportunity, let us say. He could be a thief also. You are not sleeping because that thief will come and attack you. If you can share your resources in such a way that you need not go for such crimes, then you can be happy. The problem is, the poor because of not having access to are also suffering, and the rich who have access to everything are also suffering. It is so simple, as you rightly said, hills and valleys. Same thing, hunger has two definitions. One hunger is you don't have, so you are hungry. Another hunger is you have everything and still you are hungry. You want to have maximum, even more. So, the sharing resources is one of the important criteria, especially.
How do we mobilize resources? I am going to make the story of the
one of the things that I have seen or studied is food security in the Rajmahal Hilli area. the poor tribal people, they go hungry for so many days. So there is a particular project, Rajmahal in Jharkhand. Yeah, I had been there to study the tribals. So basic where really you don't have anything and you are hungry, that is one typical thing. That is geography creates hungry. That's one thing. But another hungry, you have everything around, surrounding, but one is going hungry. See, I will say the people living in urban areas, they don't have the right to live. What is that they are creating? Especially the people who are earning highest. Say a farmer. He is working for a person in urban area.
Still doesn't have food for himself.
Yeah, see, this urban person, I always see so many vehicles going around with traffic jams and mobiles and emails, internet, whatever is happening. If you are seeing from a satellite and you just observe with GPS one person moving like this from one point A to B and B to A within a time of, let us say, 6 hours, effective will be like 3 hours, because he will be in the traffic and again lunch and tea and all that will be there, no? So hardly it will be 3-4 hours effective time that he spends somewhere and then returns back. And every year his income is growing. By going on cars you can generate income. By calling somebody on mobile phones you can generate income.
You sell something, you sell these call center days,
and by, see, virtually the biggest fraud is you put money in the name of shares. What is share? You don't know what is the sweat of the worker in that company. Virtually you look the brand, you just put this much money, and some people, they treat them like slaves to work, and you get dividends, you get profits, and your share is going up. See, virtually you are earning money. How come you have the right to earn money like that? Let's say, hunger is there on this earth. You have some information and that information is not yours. Because when you were young or youngest, did you have the same information? No, zero. So, somewhere you got bits and pieces information, and in space and time, that also you remember. You saw a value for your information. Now you tell me, are you ready to share with 10 people around you? Or with everybody in your organization, or everybody openly? If you share that information, it is rare that you become rich. See, information is money. Means what you are doing? You got information because somebody shared. Because somewhere you got your own experience. Because you gave some time to think. Okay? Then that information...
information is, and suppose any problem...
No, skill is different. We are talking about 2-3 things. One thing is, skill is different. Skill is practice, become perfect. You cannot become an athlete. Even I tell you everything, you cannot become athlete. But this kind of information, let us say there is going to be a ring road coming up. I have the information. So this information you are making into money. But do you share with everybody that this is going to come like this? No. So that is the problem of hunger. See, we could create so many livelihoods with whatever knowledge we have, because people want to own it. People want to use for their own personal goals rather common goals. See, we could create so many enterprises. If somebody has created a particular business, he can replicate the success easily in another area. But do? They think, unless I go there, I won't give this. You imagine any big company that had been successful in an area, and this success they could easily replicate somewhere else. One thing is they themselves should go to that area and do it. That is first option. So they always think like that. If I need to rule, I will rule the whole world. But the same people could give this information to somebody so that they can survive. But it doesn't happen.
See, this yes media and script. How talented script writers.
I can give some
solution chepte, hunger ki solution chepte, or any other problem.
not solution to analyze what is hunger. See, I ask many people. Do you know poor people?
Everybody knows the reasons.
No, not like that. Do you know poor people? I ask. Even in villages. So when we go there for meetings, there are so many people around us. If I ask somebody, can you find some poor people here? There is a way of knowing the poor. See, poorest of the poor. Who is the poorest of the poor? It's very easy, but we don't know how to know who is the poorest. Simple thing is, in the village you declare, I have brought something, I have to give it to the poorest of the poor, please tell. Then there is 99% chance that they will point to the poorest of the poor, everybody. So it's very easy. But they are never with where you are standing. They will be somewhere, but still they remember and they tell that particular person is so old, doesn't have anybody.
Actually,
everything.
I did experience this.
Yeah. So it's very simple for you to make a story on hunger, because hunger is relative. Here you ask somebody, because somebody declaring himself is rare, but others declaring is more convenient. Many people say who is bad, they can point, but nobody will say that I am bad, or something like that. So you go to different places in Hyderabad, let us say, different areas. Area means there will be some homogeneous something. Within that you ask, who could be poor in this, please tell, like 3-4 you ask. Then they'll point.
Not everybody will accept.
No, among them.
Yeah, among them only few people.
Among them,
yeah, they will tell.
Among them who could be poor in your colony, like who could be poor in your slum. You get the answer very fast. So go there. There are 2-3 indicators of poverty. The simplest is, you try to see the grains, whatever grains they have, pulses, grains or whatever. So you take the shots. Exactly. You just go, please allow me, I want to see your grains. This I did in Rajmahal when I went. To understand poverty, simplest indicator was get into their house, where do you store your grains, go and see how many bags they have and how much is left, and you ask them for how many days this would last. Then you capture all the images of that. And like that, when you go to another middle class family, one of the easiest way of seeing that poverty for that class is their fridge. I mean, those who can afford a fridge, you take a picture of the fridge, and also you see the grains also. You can media's greatest thing is not about how many minutes, but within how many seconds you can give that value. And the pictures they make, like anybody can just get what they want through pictures. So you put all this in such a way, one after another, and we can easily make out. See, within India we have poorest places again. See, hunger is relative. And one of the things what I saw when I went for food security, the strangest thing, the families had mobile phone. They don't have power, but they had mobile phone, and these are being studied under the food security. Hunger doesn't mean you don't have anything. Yes, it happens during calamities, during famines, during many. See, when Hurricane Katrina happened in US, almost all everybody was hunger. Everybody turned equal. It is like that.
Same thing in Bhuj earthquake.
Yeah. So that is what you
All
should.
Baldu, all out
Yeah.
of it.
So that is what you should create through this first film. First film, you create somebody, see, you think you are comfortable. But do you know what is hunger? Someday you can be like this. So that should come. And I always surprise myself. How come I had been eating every day this many years without leaving the food? They are eating. How come? See, my mother could not be there in one day, but how come on that day I got my food? How come on that particular day I got my 2 meals? I always get surprised. See, for us, a day happens with eating something. It's very rare unless they are fasting or doing something else. That day we'll get it. How, where, we don't know. Recently it happened that I went to somebody's house in Hyderabad and I was hungry and told my colleague that today I did not eat and we should stop somewhere for lunch when we go.